Before we get started on this episode of Real Nerds Podcast, remember you can connect to the Real Nerds in many ways. You can follow us on Twitter at Real Nerds. You can go to our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can like us on Facebook. You can also call us 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show. Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic Con 2016 and beyond. I am Ryan, and I am joined by two fun-loving nerds. What's up, guys?
Hi. Say hi, Brad.
Hey, hi, Brad.
This is the last podcast
Before some film explosion
of the year.
I was gonna say, what are you talking about, James?
Just of the year.
Of the year, yeah, I know. It seems like it takes forever for our film explosion to come up, and then it comes up really fast.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, fuck! And then I'm like, I gotta make my list, and I'm like, fuck!
This year was, I thought this was going to be a pretty easy year. And then the last few weeks happened, and I'm like, fuck!
I know, right?
Come on.
If you're wondering what we do on Real Nerds Podcast, every week we go see a new movie and we podcast our experience of the world, except this week we saw different movies.
Yeah, whatever.
These two guys were lucky enough to get on the road show for The Hateful Eight.
Were we?
Were you?
Find out later when we review the movie.
And then I went and saw The Big Short.
Cool.
So
I know you saw it because a friend of mine saw you there. So
I know. Because then you went to go see Star Wars with him, which I know.
No, we
Right?
didn't.
Oh, no, he just said he was going to go see you. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we
right.
see it today. But
Yeah.
he also thinks you're Ryan
wait, who does?
Taylor.
Taylor, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the guy who wanted to borrow movies from me and made a dent in my door and came into my house. Yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yep. Anyways,
Did it?
so
You didn't see just the anger in his face.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
palpable. So it was just Christmas, and I happen to feel a funny story about why it sucks to be married to me.
We'll decide if it's funny.
Okay. So my wife, I'm transitioning to a new career, so we decided to make sure that we spent our money on our boy.
When you say it that way, it
Yeah, I thought
sounds
you were
like you're like broke or like you don't, not just broke, but it sounds like you don't have a job and you've been unemployed for a while.
Oh, no, not
and
at
you
all.
literally are like in a thing that, like, the thing you're doing is way cooler than like, I'm transitioning into a
Yeah,
new
oh,
career.
no.
When you said transitioning, I was like, oh, he's going to reveal he's going to get a sex change?
Right, yeah.
No, so we decided to take our money and, just get presents for our boy, because I don't give a shit. Honestly, I'm
You
a
buy
middle...
yourself presents all year.
Yeah, I'm a middle child, so my older brother would always get the best presents, then my little brother would get the best presents, and I get leftover. Case in point, no one from my family listens to this, so this doesn't matter. I'm going to tell the story.
Sure.
My mom had Christmas, and she made a great dinner. She got everybody gifts. She got all the kids gifts. She has 10 grandkids, so they all got great gifts. For me and my brothers, she got gifts for me and the wives. So she got my wife an automatic wine bottle opener, which looks cool. I'm like, oh, cool, whatever. But she also got my brother Steve and Nathan, like, oh, here's another little gift for you. She didn't get me anything. So I'm just saying, so I'm used to not getting gifts. But anyways, so my wife, I told her...
Does she remember you're one of her kids?
Sometimes.
Does she know that you're her son and that Laura's not her daughter?
No.
Oh, okay.
She
What
loves
have you
Laura
not
more than
done
me.
for all year?
I do everything for my
Do
mom.
you not bring your son over to her enough?
Oh,
Maybe. But anyways, so I told my wife, I said, I really just want like Ted 2, and that's all I want. I don't care. So she went to Target.
Wait. Out of everything you could have, the only present you wanted was Ted 2?
Well, from my wife, because, I told her just to get Kellen stuff because I don't care.
no, I understand that. I'm just saying, like...
Well, I already got Mission Impossible. So, so
I can't wait to see your top 10 list.
so I had her get me Ted 2, and so she was at Target, and she was sitting in the checkout line. She had presents for everybody else, and she's waiting to go. And she looked, and she realized she didn't get me the special edition of Ted. So she got out of line, went back and got the Steelbook version, and went back in line.
Aww.
And that's when I know I've trained my wife well, that I don't want any crummy standard edition of the
there could be
Blu-ray.
some half-ass, yeah.
Yeah, I want the Steelbook edition.
in an alternate universe.
If
Of the fourth best comedy of 2015.
yeah, if the only thing I'm getting is a Blu-ray of a mediocre comedy from the year, then I had better get the Steelbook version.
Mediocre strong. I think it's funny.
in some alternate universe,
funny.
it's Christmas morning, and another version of you is opening the regular edition of Ted 2 and just flipping out.
I'd kill myself.
I want a divorce.
Yeah.
So I just think it's funny that my wife actually recognized that I don't want standard editions of stuff.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, she got out of line and got me the Steelbook. So thanks, honey.
It's a nice Steelbook.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
Looks sharp.
I rarely met a steelbook I didn't like.
Yeah.
Even the Fantastic Four steelbook, I'm like, this is
Dude,
pretty cool.
At Target, it has like a booklet and everything. I'm like, oh, maybe
Yeah.
I should get that. I'm like, man, I hate this
I
movie.
remember what's inside, though.
Yeah. But is there a chance it'll go on sale and I'll be able to get it? I did get a coupon for 20% off any Blu-ray I want at Target. So if it's on sale and it's like $8, maybe
Get
I'll
your
get
tax
it.
taken off.
Yeah.
Man. I realize I'm such a
Right.
I'm such a nerd because like the Blu-ray I was most excited for that I got for Christmas was Some Like It Hot,
Nice.
and then I was pissed because the cover is shit. It's like this horribly photoshopped. It looks Marilyn Monroe looks like some kind of alien on the front.
Oh, that's
Like
a
the best
bummer.
looking woman on the front is Jack Lemmon.
I know. I my in-laws got me a gift card to Best Buy. I'm going to go get Dial M for Murder in 3D.
Very nice. Yeah.
I don't have a 3D TV, but my in-laws
It's
have
really in 3D?
a 3D 4K Sony, so I'll be like, sweet.
How's that movie in 3D?
It's fun.
Imagine how cool it is when they dial M.
Yes. In the 50s, 3Ds were really popular. Creature from the Black Lagoon and
Yeah.
things like that. Of course. So I don't know how well it
Creature
works. I
movie.
heard it looks really good though. I don't know. We'll see. I'll go watch it on my in-laws TV because I don't have a 3D TV,
Cool.
but it's still cool. What else was I going to say? Stay out of my booze.
Stay out of your booze?
Yeah, it's an old Simpsons joke.
Yeah.
Like really old. I think it's like season 4.
I don't think I was born then.
Probably not.
Brad, did you get anything cool for Christmas?
I got 3 gift cards.
Nice.
It's awesome for me. I like picking out my own shit.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although it's like a little backwards because it's $100 for Target and then $50 for Amazon and Best Buy, which is like I spend way more at Amazon and Best Buy than I do Target. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
Well, Target
They're
gets a
trying to
lot of the
encourage you to buy some
exclusives now,
clothes.
though.
huh?
Target gets a lot of exclusives now. I mean, I got Mission Impossible at Target because it comes with an extra hour special feature about the stunts. I'm like, that's pretty much the only reason I want to watch it behind the scenes is I want to see how they did shit. And it's pretty awesome.
Either that or like people are trying to encourage you, like, hey, maybe you should buy like some clothes or like, you know.
Maybe
That was
something
my
other
suspicion.
besides jeans and black t-shirts.
But they're so comfortable and affordable. I was browsing online and there's like a lot of the larger expensive Lego sets. That, but at the same time, I'm like, man, $100 I should spend it on film equipment or something.
Check the prices though, because sometimes the Lego sets are more expensive at
Grossly
retailers like
inflated.
that.
Yeah.
Amazon's never buy Legos on Amazon. Price is always like an extra 7%. Because
Okay.
I don't think they have a deal with Lego, so they buy it through a reseller.
That Wall-E Lego set is like $70.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
Well, if you want something cool, you get it. But, you know, if you want to get something lame.
But Target has the tumbler. The Lego tumbler.
Ooh.
It's
I
like
know.
at half off.
It was funny. When I went shopping at Target, you know, I'm picking out toys for Kellen.
Yeah.
And I went in this Lego section because they have a Lego Junior set that's Spider-Man versus the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
With the actual Green Goblin because now they always have the Ultimate Green Goblin, which is fine, but I like the classic one. And so it's like, oh, I'm going to get that for Kellen and pretend it's for him, but I'm really going to build it for me. They didn't fucking have it anymore. That's pissed.
There's a Spider-Man and Green Goblin Duplo set that he'll actually have fun with. He's gonna be incredibly bored by juniors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even Layla, I still get her Duplos because the Duplos she can play with. Like the Lego Junior sets are cool for like me.
James, I'm getting it for me. I'm just saying it's for him.
Oh,
but I'm
okay.
getting it for me.
But there's a
Is there a Duplo with classic Green Goblin? though?
Yeah, because I got it for Layla for Christmas.
Okay, as long as it's classic Green Goblin.
Yes, I believe so. I'd have to look at it again, but like, yeah, I mean it's a Duplo version of Green Goblin. You know, so he's a little bit wonky looking.
You know what I
But
should do?
comes with a glider.
Classic Green Goblin.
Yeah.
What I should do is take my $100 and just find all the Ray Black Series action figures, buy them all up with my $100, and then resell them on eBay. For
See, I was
inflated
looking for
prices.
that. I wanted to go to the Disney store because they have an exclusive Ray at the Disney store with BB-8.
I have it.
You son of a bitch! You didn't even think of me.
The diecast version
Whatever it is, I'm not sure. It's,
Yeah.
like reselling on Amazon for like $70.
on Christmas. It wasn't a Christmas Eve, but we do that thing where we go to the mall and walk around the mall like the week before Christmas. And this year I was walking through, and we go to the Disney store, and I saw it, and I'd wanted it for a while, and I was like, oh, today could be a day. Like I think it's on sale, but I didn't want to stand in line. So I sort of encouraged my niece, like, "Hey, don't you want something? How about this shirt? You want an R2D2 shirt? Oh, you do? Okay, good. Now Uncle James has got to stand in line now. Well, if I have to stand in line anyway,
I guess I'm here.
Yeah, man, I guess I'll get this Ray. That's pretty cool.
So, you know what? We're talking about Star Wars. Let's go right into real news.
Cool.
In other news, the Prime Minister of Sweden visited Washington today, and my tiny little nipples went to France.
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell.
I do the cha-cha like a sissy girl.
It's the ghost of Stonewall Jackson! Everyone, it's the ghost of Stonewall Jackson!
I like a do da cha-cha. I'm sorry, we seem to be having some technical difficulties.
Do you guys know that Star Wars broke a whole bunch of records?
Yeah. It's literally the only news this week.
It is. I'm going to see if they have.
Friday's updated yet?
Yeah.
Or Saturday, I guess.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on.
I checked Friday.
I was looking at it last night.
I don't think they have it updated yet.
It's a poop ton of money.
Yeah.
It's gotten to 400 million in half the time that Jurassic World did.
Yeah. I'm looking at. Oh yeah, no, this is updated at least from last night. So it's at 544 million domestically.
Oh yeah, that's
and
definitely
546 million worldwide, or foreign. I mean,
Wait, 540 domestically?
Yeah.
544 domestic.
So they
and
were
worldwide.
the number on there?
They broke $1 billion.
Yeah,
yesterday.
the weekend it did 153.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Or is it 158? Let me zoom in. Jeez.
I thought it was gonna be do like 90 to 100, but an extra 50. And we only care about this because obviously, as everyone knows, the amount of money your movie makes determines the quality of the movie. So
Yeah.
Well, it just reinforces how great the Star Wars universe is, and for anything to take the pretentiousness of Titanic and Avatar down a peg, I'm all for.
Yeah, I just really wanted to, like, all I want is for everyone listening to go see it again, so that like, I'm gonna see it at least 2 or 3 more times because I want it to break Avatar. Like, this is the closest we're gonna ever get.
You know what's crazy? It's only been 10 days, and it's only $220 million away. It sounds silly that like only 220, but it's only been out for 10 days.
Yeah.
Nothing else comes out in January, really.
Well, I just like there was some news where Star Wars gets really big, and then all of a sudden James Cameron comes out of the cracks and is like, not just is he like, hey, I want to talk about Avatar, but he's like, hey, I picked a date, Christmas 2017. What?
that's when the record gets broken again.
That's when the next Star Wars movie's probably coming out. You fucking dumb shit.
I think the next one's in May.
Still, whatever.
But yeah,
it's the same year.
I don't think anyone
Like,
cares enough about an Avatar 2.
No.
Honestly.
No.
I mean, I think the ironic thing is Disney's opening Avatar World in Animal Kingdom. So all they're doing is...
Hey, it'll be really easy to convert to more Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. I really think, though, the Avatar World at Animal Kingdom is more about conservation. I don't think it's...
totally.
Like,
it is. Yeah.
You know, because
not like-
I think that's a part of that movie, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it since it came out in 2009, and James let me borrow it, and it's still like on my shelf.
Oh,
So
shit. Really?
when I have 3 hours, I'll definitely
man.
watch it.
That means I'm out of Blu-ray room on my Blu-ray shelves that I built, so I got to build some more ones. And now realizing that you have my giant Avatar set means that I'm really out of.
Yeah, and I have your League of Extraordinary Gentlemen too.
Ah, son of a bitch!
Don't worry, when I get back my Song of the Sea, I'll
But
I'm
I
sure
haven't.
you get that one.
That's true. That's true. I haven't even been able to watch that League of Extraordinary Gentlemen since I bought it because
No?
you had it the whole time. Yeah. What?
How do you
what
live
am
with
I
yourself?
gonna do? Oh my goodness!
Can you believe that's Sean Connery's last movie?
It's not. He did a voiceover for some shit kids movie.
Did he?
It's not his last credit anymore.
No.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing else because
It's Christmas.
it's Christmas and Star Wars is just dominating everything.
Though, we didn't talk about the Star Trek trailer.
Oh yeah, that's actually I was going to bring that up. I don't. Why is it so bad? I don't understand.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's different.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And I know why.
I think after 2 movies, Star Trek fans really wanted they wanted a Star Trek movie.
I mean, not that you said it was bad, but like, there's nothing but like venom from.
Yeah,
people.
no,
I wrote that
it's
thing.
uncalled for. It's uncalled for. Yeah, and your thing is really good. And your little like video of taking Giacchino's score and laying it underneath is a brilliant move to prove like, hey, this is not really a bad trailer.
Yeah.
The issue is that it's an action heavy trailer, with a title card that says from the director of Fast and Furious. Like, everything about that tells Star Trek fans to fuck off. But that's stupid because they all went and go see a movie this week, a Star Wars movie directed by the guy who directed Felicity. So people need to shut the fuck up. Like, guess what? The guy who directs the Fast and Furious movies is a good director. Not all Fast and Furious movies are good or for you, but that doesn't mean he's a bad director or going to make a bad Star Trek
That's
movie.
like a legit. That's what people are arguing about.
No, it's just one of the.
him.
It's one of the things about the trailer that like puts people off and makes them want to not like it.
Yeah, but you're talking about the Star Trek fans. I mean, you have to sell the movie to the masses. You can't because I'm sure that movie cost $200 million to make.
But even my mom saw that trailer and was like, "Wait, it's not directed by J.J. Abrams?" I was like, "No, this one's not. He made Star Wars." And she goes, "Okay." Like literally, that was her reaction. I was like, "Oh man." Like I don't know.
Who directed Star Trek 6?
Nicholas Meyer.
Oh yeah, people who don't know anybody, so
Right.
it doesn't matter.
No, yeah, exactly. Like we won't know until we get a.
And that's what I'm
real-
saying is Star Trek 6 is a good movie, but
Yeah.
it's not like they need Nicholas Meyer back in the fold.
Even my first reaction to it was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then I just kind of sat back
Yeah.
and like realized,
Yeah,
it's really mostly just that music, and yeah, there's a motorcycle in it, so that
and it's an action heavy trailer.
But
doesn't
doesn't Kirk drive a motorcycle in the first Star Trek reboot?
Yeah. And he doesn't drive a motorcycle. He steals a car, and he's listening to that song. So
Yeah.
there's a reason why that song is there. Like it. Oh no, he does drive a motorcycle. He drives that hovercraft to the
yeah.
ship. Yeah, that's right. I was thinking of the he gets chased by a robot on a motorcycle when he's driving the car. That's why I get confused.
yeah. And yeah, he listens to that exact song,
Right.
Like it's part of a character,
Right.
thing. So
Yeah, it's not a bad. In a year where we got a lot of fucking shit trailers, and some that like I got to see the World of Warcraft trailer twice in theaters last week because it was in front of both Star Wars.
I'm on the fence on that movie, but I mean,
It's not the worst trailer,
No.
but it does not play for shit.
No.
No one cares. Like it's a
I saw
it's
that
a good
trailer
trailer
again.
only for Blizzard fans. You know?
I was stoked when I was at The Big Short. They played the Nice Guys Red Band trailer, and it killed in a theater.
I
It
hate you.
killed. And it was at an AMC. I couldn't believe it.
They showed the Green Band trailer in front of something I saw, and
Yeah.
it was so bad, man. But yeah, in a year where the trailers have been really, really bad,
If you wait
this
till-
is not one of them.
March, you'll probably get a classic Star Trek trailer.
No, yeah,
So
Yeah, right
show
now, I
up.
mean, it's still so far away. They're just like, oh, we made this movie, and here's what it is.
yeah.
like just trying to get your attention. Like, hey, this is coming out.
You guys
get
are
ready.
talking. You guys are talking about Star Wars. Why don't we make one that maybe appeals more to a Star Wars fan than a Star Trek fan?
Yeah.
you know, like that. Come on, guys.
And I'm really disappointed that with all the Star Wars screenings I've seen, I haven't seen the Star Trek trailer in any of it.
I did when I went to the IMAX 3D the other day, and that was the one time that I did.
IMAX 3D, you say?
Uh-huh.
Uh,
what we've been
they're-
watching.
That's
They're,
what I'm gonna
they're
see
shooting
today.
all of Infinity War on IMAX cameras,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
both parts.
That's cool.
That's like really the other news I even remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Star Wars is making shitloads of money.
Go Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go see some
Yeah,
Star Wars.
$444 million. A lot of money in 10 days.
Yeah. It's
And that's just an estimated, probably, right?
That's estimated.
Yeah.
Like I remember last week. Usually they're pretty spot on with their estimates, and because they just average them out.
Yeah.
But they were off by $8 million last week.
Yeah.
Like they underestimated it, and
Wow.
Disney continues to underestimate how it's performing, which is fine. I mean, the only reason they do is because they have to answer to stockholders. But
right.
but if it makes more money, then it makes them look that much better, and they need it because Tomorrowland came out,
Yeah.
and they're losing money on The Good Dinosaur.
Actually, Tomorrowland almost made $100 million. That's not like a bomb at all.
when it costs so much money though.
Yeah, and there's a lot of marketing costs on that movie because they like you go into a Disney store, there's like all kinds of Tomorrowland toys and all kinds of shit that they did.
in the clearance section. Probably.
No, there's like a whole section. I think there may be like a kid show or something that they're doing.
There is. There is.
Yeah.
There's a kid show that's like it's like a Ben 10, but with Tomorrowland.
Right. Yeah.
No, there's just a lot of movies on that list that would kill for that kind. Like even Fantastic Four did better than a lot of like really great movies. So
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
so
But anyway.
Disney knows how to market.
Yeah.
At least to get 90 million.
Yep. Well, actually, no. Disney doesn't know how to market because they didn't know how to market Tomorrowland. Like that was a poorly marketed movie.
Well, I think they did the best what they could with that movie.
Yeah. No. Agreed.
Because that movie is. I mean, this week I watched. So, this is what we've been watching.
Good.
Oh, we got movie side!
This is my boomstick.
I love being a turtle! You're getting your wishes, so sit down!
Great Scott! The line must be drawn here.
Damn you all to hell! And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Now you're getting nasty.
I was just going to say, I'll just do this one. So, I couldn't sleep the other night. Maybe Christmas Eve. I don't know why. And so I was like, man.
Santa was on your roof.
He was. And I was worried he ran over my grandmother.
He's next to your door like, Ryan, I'm so sorry. Call an
Anybody
ambulance.
that classic country song, Grandma got ran over by a reindeer.
You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe.
Don't worry, it's playing.
Okay, cool. So I couldn't fall asleep, and so I said, you know what? I've already seen Apollo 13 a couple months ago, but I feel like watching, like just space exploration, and this will help me fall asleep. False. Because you watch it, because it's 2.5 hours, and I'm like, what's a 2.5 hour long movie?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll help me unwind. But then you're like, oh, wait, Gary Sinise can't go into space?
How are they going to get this square peg into this round hole?
Yep. And then it was a horrible decision, and I ended up watching the whole movie and went to bed like at 2:30 in the morning.
That's
a horrible decision that, I shouldn't have watched it before I went to bed. I should have put in like Lawrence of Arabia or something, but
the second half, you'd be asleep in minutes.
And I'll talk about a few things because we didn't do this last week. I'm going back through 2015, and I watched Knock Knock with Keanu Reeves.
Oh, the Eli Roth movie.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
The one where he gets raped?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't get raped.
Whatever.
At the beginning. He invites these girls in, and they're all flirty with him, and he's like an architect, guys, and his family's away for the weekend. And so it's pouring rain, and these super hot chicks come in and bone him, and then he wakes up, and they're making a mess out of his kitchen and acting all crazy. He's like, you need to get the fuck out! Get the fuck out! And then, of course, his wife FaceTimes him right then and there, and so he has to go outside and take the call, and they won't leave, and then they start torturing him, and then they videotape him, like, tied up and the other girl fucking him, and then they put it on Facebook, and at the end, they're gonna kill him, so they bury him up to his neck in, like, the ground, and they put the phone on there, and they post it on Facebook, and it's, so I'm gonna spoil it for you. They're gonna kill him, and then they don't, they say, we just want to teach creepos like you a lesson. This is what happens when you mess around with us. And so they leave, and so he's trying to get his hand out of the, ground, and he can barely get it out, and he goes to delete the post, and all he does is he hits and says, you liked this? And then, like, the feed goes, you're fucking sick, you like this? It's pretty funny. And that was the whole point of the movie. Like, just, you never know what's gonna end up online. And his wife came home. But I think he could talk his way out of it. Like, look, honey, I'm buried in the backyard. Because they trashed the house.
Right.
Be like, and she's like an artist, they trashed her art, and they killed, like, her assistant. You're like, honey, I didn't do anything. They forced me to do it.
The video is me tied to the bed.
Yeah, he's tied to the bed. I mean, he's all right. I like to think of the sequel as him getting out of it.
Yeah. It's just a long dialogue sequence.
And it's called Knock Knock. It's who's there?
Aaron Sorkin's script where, like, he's walking around the house with his wife.
Exactly.
Like, convincing her, like, come on, honey.
Exactly. That's what has to happen. I'm pretty sure that's what has to happen.
Yeah.
I watched I've actually never seen this slasher classic. It's called Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh, yeah.
Which is from 1980, I believe. And so it's pretty cheesy. The gore effects in it are really good. But in it, this family's like driving home, and a dude dressed up as Santa, his car broke down, and he walks up to the side of the car, He's like, "Oh, can we help you, Santa?" He's like, "Yeah," and he pulls out a gun and shoots the dad. And so the kid gets out and hides, and so the Santa's like, "Where are you at, you kid?" And then the mom is inside the car, and he pulls her out, and for some reason rips off her top just so you can see her boobs, and then cuts her throat. I don't know why. It's just it's the most gratuitous nudity I've seen in any movie, because then the kid is like in foster care and he's an orphan at like an orphanage where that's run by nuns. And then there's this random scene of this nun fucking this guy that he watches, the little boy. So that nun gets kicked out. And then later there's another just topless girl who doesn't want to have sex. It's weird. It's just an excuse to have a bunch of topless girls. And then the orphan guy becomes like a Santa killer. And at the end, he gets shot and dies, and he drops the axe, and then it focuses in on another orphan kid. Dun 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 dun. Sequel.
So is it like an evil version of the Santa Claus, where like if you kill Santa, if you kill evil Santa, you become evil Santa?
Like that'd be cooler if it was Krampus, but it's not. It's just some crazy kid who hacks people up. In really gruesome ways, though. I mean, it's pretty well done.
Okay.
It's one of those movies that slasher fans are like, "Oh, this movie's really good," and it's really not a good movie. It just has like cool special effects.
Yeah.
Because I love horror films,
right?
But I'm not a big fan of like the super gory just because it's gory horror,
right?
Because whatever. But I mean, I like Friday the 13th, but I think Jason's a cooler character than a killer Santa. I don't know. And in so much it's funny because they have this interview with the director on it, and it's a phone interview. Well, it's cool that they got him, and he said, "Yeah, I really just like the image of Santa carrying a bloody axe." And that's the basis for the movie.
Yeah.
And this guy's actually, I went and looked him up on IMDb. He did like a bunch of like sitcoms and stuff. So, I mean, he's had another career, so good for him.
Cool.
My comic movie binge continued with the 2010 thriller Priest, or 2009, I don't remember, with Paul Bettany as a priest who hunts vampires.
Is that the one that had the grandma lady whose jaw gets big and climbs on the ceiling? No, that's Legend.
That's Legion.
Legion, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
never
they're basically. I've seen them both. I don't remember Legion very well, but I remember they're in a diner.
Yeah.
This one takes place in the post-apocalyptic world, guys.
Oh.
And it's like
Mad Max world.
Yeah, Mad Max was shit. So in it, the church runs everything because the vampires are out and about and they attack people. And the only people that protect them are the priests, who are these like badass, like ninja warriors with super powers, I guess, because they can jump really far and throw, crucifixes that are like, shurikens. So like, so they can be in 3D, I guess. I don't know. It's basically, and it's funny because I'm watching it and it's made by Screen Gems. And I'm pretty sure Screen Gems, all their movies are like Resident Evil Underworld, like clones. And all they do is just branch off because it's all that bluish gray, black color. Priest was rated PG-13 in the theaters, but I got the unrated Blu-ray and there's like tons of CGI blood like that they just added. So,
unrated.
Unrated. So like you'll see like the monster get hit in the head with a crucifix and all of a sudden like this really horribly rendered blood like spurts out like it's really bright red and it doesn't match anything. So it's unrated. And if you can think of a cliche thing for the priest to say, he would say it. So there's a sheriff that he meets up with, and of course the priest works alone.
God won't save you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that line's in the movie. It is because Carl Urban plays the bad vampire guy because he was a priest, but he was captured by the vampires. And in this, the vampires don't have any eyes or like noses. They're like just like monsters, just CGI monsters.
Yeah.
And he gets captured, and obviously he's the bad guy because the opening is like 5 minutes of them trying to get to the hive, and Carl Urban gets like taken away really fast. And so because who he is, and I know, I'm like, there's no way Carl Urban's only in this movie for 5 minutes. He's probably like some bad guy in it.
Yeah.
And yeah, he shows up later as a bad guy because the queen didn't want to kill him. So she gave him her.
Carl Urban.
Yeah. She gave him his blood and now he can walk during the day. So
What?
Blade.
What?
Yeah. The only cool thing they actually did do was the vampires are now on a train, so they take the train tracks to town to kill people and not get exposed to the sun.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
that's cool. Too bad the rest of it's shit. Yeah, he goes to save he says it's his niece, but spoiler, guys, it's actually his daughter. What? The priest has a daughter?
Sacrilegious.
Yeah. And you know what? The church doesn't believe that it's a vampire problem. I think it's bandits. So at the end of the movie, Paul Bettany walks in with a severed vampire head. He's like, here's your problem. And then the credits roll. So I guess there's supposed to be a sequel. I don't know. I don't think there's going to be.
That sounds like shit.
It is. I mean, it's shot really well, but like the script is so cliche ridden that
Yeah.
there's nothing to latch onto there.
Okay.
You just smile and do it and watch it. Yeah. I watched What We Do in the Shadows again.
Oh, good.
Because that movie is
That's
funny.
a good vampire movie.
Yeah, my wife watched it and she really liked it. So that's when you know the comedy works, when Laura likes a comedy, because
Yeah.
she doesn't laugh, but if she's entertained, then yeah, she doesn't mind it then. Yeah, and I watched Ted 2 again.
Cool.
I still think my favorite line is when they go and see Dennis Haysbert as the doctor, and Ted says, "Oh, what? That's normal, right?" He's like, "No, that's not normal at all. In fact, when I saw it, I threw up and wanted to quit medicine." Just a throwaway line. That's really funny. And the unrated version has a lot of extra scenes in it. Like, you finally get to see that truck that blew up in the trailer where they're like, she's like, "Oh my God, are they okay?" "Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, they're all happy, singing. They're letting us go." It's like the pot farmer. They actually sing Thunder Buddies at his wedding is another scene. I'd have to watch it again, but there's a lot of little, like 2 or 3 minute extra scenes in them.
Yeah.
I don't know why they were in the movie. It doesn't really detract from the movie because that whole movie is just a bunch of like sketches anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I watched this week. And a bunch of Family Guy.
Cool. Cool.
Stewie has babies in this one Family Guy, and they're Brian's, and they're like half retarded Stewie dogs. It's pretty funny.
I haven't got there yet.
Like, they're walking through a park and they're having this argument, and one of the retarded ones that's blind like walks into a pond and just dies. he has 7 of them, and so they're talking. They're, "Oh man, there's only 4 of them left. We're doing a pretty good job watching them." 4? I thought there was 5 of them. No, the one who couldn't hear walked right into like a lawnmower or something. It's pretty funny. Yeah.
Brad, is it you or me?
I don't know.
Rock,
paper, scissors?
No, you go first.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't watch much of anything.
See, I've seen a bunch of shit. I'm trying to remember it all.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of Family Guy.
That's why I put it on our Twitter feed so I don't forget.
And then I got caught up on Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
The last episode was pretty awesome. Do you see it's the one where Lucy Lawless finally confronts Ash?
No, that's
that's this
second
week.
to last.
Oh yeah, you didn't see this week's episode?
This week's is the second to last.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I'm a week behind on that.
Oh, you're a week behind.
Yeah.
Oh, but so you saw the one where they kill the FBI agent?
Yeah, and he fights
Holy
himself.
shit! I was
Yeah.
like, that was actually pretty shocking.
Yeah. Well, it got spoiled to me in a Twitter feed, but
Did
yeah.
it?
I was like, oh, I guess I'll find out how this happened.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I watched that show live, but
Yeah.
I was like, well, they actually killed a main character in a pretty fucking gruesome way.
Like, was she a main character? Because she didn't really do much except for like.
She was in every episode, though.
Yeah, but we didn't really like delve into who she was, other than the fact that she lost her partner and she's sad about it.
Yeah.
And she wants revenge.
I do like the line too where Evil Ash says, or I grew out of a hand, my severed hand. I mean, what's the big deal? Yeah, it's pretty cool seeing Ash being Ash, and then it's really funny how that's resolved in the next episode.
Yeah. It's cool that they bring a little Army of Darkness into it.
Yeah,
By having him.
yeah, because they
Evil
really
Ash.
can't use Army of Darkness. They can use Evil Dead 2, but they can't use Army of Darkness. So it's
But why now? Like, why now does something grow out of that hand? Because Lucy Lawless apparently has had it for like 20 years.
I guess you'll have to watch this week's episode.
Do they explain it?
No.
No.
They explain Lucy Lawless though, so
Yeah.
that's good.
At first, when she got thrown in the fire, I was like, what? She's got to be coming back. There's no way that she's in the show and she just gets taken out that easily.
I know that she comes back completely naked. All right. She does. She
Okay.
looks good. I think she's like 49, 50.
Probably.
She looks pretty good.
Yeah. All that black dust on her.
Yeah. No, yeah, that show's pretty fun. I like how violent it is.
I gotta check it out.
Yeah, you should totally. I can give you my account if you want to, get Stars on the Go or something.
Yeah, I'll figure out a way.
You have Plex?
I do.
Oh, we should share.
I have Rafe's Plex server. So.
Me too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's on Rafe's Plex server. I just haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
Which is also how. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. So his Plex server is also how I watched through the original Star Wars trilogy this week. Because he downloaded on there. Maybe I shouldn't put this on the internet, but somebody that we
Ryan at 648 something Street. His phone number is.
He found these cuts called the despecialized versions. Yeah, where people took some faceless internet folks took like the best sections of the Laserdisc versions and the DVD versions to create a pretty great cut of Star Wars. So it's got like the good stuff. So like the Rancor scene doesn't have the black lines around it, right? So that stuff is fixed. But it also doesn't have any of the garbage in it. And that was really fun. Like I thoroughly enjoyed watching through the Star Wars movies. I was like, oh shit, these were great, man. I still basically knew them beat for beat. Like I knew exactly
Oh yeah.
I was like, I could have told you what the next line of dialogue was and when the beat was, but it was still really fun to watch them. Okay, so I've seen a bunch of stuff, so I'm gonna jump over certain things. So like I saw the Vacation remake from this year. That's a really bad movie. Not necessarily the worst movie ever, but pretty much everything that Ed Helms does isn't funny. The only funny stuff in the movie is their two sons. The older brother is like
a puss.
Yeah. Oh, did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's one of my triple features of the drive-in.
Oh, great. Yeah, so the only funny sequences are where, like, the younger brother is just complete... I keep saying he's like the Taliban of little brothers. Like, he's just the worst person. And there's the scene where they're in the car, and he just, like... And the older brother's, like, flirting with the girl in the other car, and the little brother just, like, all of a sudden this plastic bag goes over the older brother's head, and he starts, like, suffocating him, and he gets it off, he's like, I just wanted to see, like, how long you could hold your breath. And he's like, fucking, like, you're insane. And so he goes back to the window, and then a bag goes over his head again. But the best scene is when the older brother finally stands up to the younger brother and just starts pushing him down into the dirt, and he has this moment of realization where he's like, you're so small, like it's so easy to beat you up, and he's like wrestling with him and tugging on his ears and going, how do you like that, how do you think that feels? And the younger brother's like, it's just awkward, like it doesn't hurt, it's just like uncomfortable, I don't know why you're doing this. Like that part was really funny, but man, like everything else about the movie just doesn't hit at all.
The finale's like a slow motion fight over a spot on a roller coaster.
Oh, it's so dumb. So yeah.
I fell asleep.
Don't watch
like
it.
When they got to Chris Hemsworth. Like I slept through the whole Chris Hemsworth part.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth got some funny stuff. Did you see when he drives through the cow?
No.
No, you probably would have thought
I fell
that was
asleep
funny.
like when they got to that the hot springs.
Yeah.
The garbage hot springs.
You know when I
that's
knew
not
that
funny.
movie was in trouble? When they stole the joke from 21 Jump Street, where they were saying, this vacation is just as good as the old vacation.
Oh yeah. That joke's not funny in the movie. Yeah, so there is a scene that you probably would have liked where they're like his wife is really attracted to Chris Hemsworth's character, and so they're having like a bro off, like a competition sort of thing, and so he's like, well, do you want to come and like gather up all the cows in this field with me? So they get on 4x4s and they're driving around driving the cattle around this little thing, and Ed Helms is actually doing an okay job, and he gets distracted for a second, and then he drives into a cow and blows up the cow, basically, and then in the next shot, there he is, just covered in intestines and blood, and they're, hosing him off. And I was like, all right, it's the closest to a joke that you've gotten. But everything else is just, it's amazing that there is a scene in the movie where, he's driving and they push the wrong button and the seat just turns around, and it is the least. It's an excruciatingly long sequence that's not funny. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So don't go see that. I spent a lot of time in like regular theaters this week. So I went and saw Star Wars in IMAX 3D, which I thought was pretty cool. There was a little bit of ghosting, like the 3D wasn't perfect, and I don't know that the 3D is worth it. But seeing it on an IMAX screen, especially because I saw it in one of the smaller theaters at the Alamo, so seeing it on a big screen was really cool.
Wait. Yeah, Alamo doesn't have an IMAX.
No, okay. So I saw it on the first time I saw it on one of the smaller screens at the Alamo.
Okay.
So having a chance to go see it at a big IMAX was really cool. But I was at a normal theater. And I also, when we went to see Inglourious Basterds today or yesterday, that was also Hateful Eight. Sorry, whatever. That was also at a normal theater.
I think we know what he thinks about the movie.
And the these are theaters where like you don't get to reserve your seat online, right? Like you get there. So for Star Wars, I get there like an hour and a half early and like stand in line. This shit is for godless heathens. Like, why does anyone go to a normal theater? Like, and at the IMAX, the seats already have like a number on them. Like, I never want to stand in line again. And then, so for Hateful Eight, I stand in line, I get inside, I get my seat, fuck. Like, they didn't let us into the theater until 20 minutes because the movie's so fucking long that there's no time between them. And so, I got 20 minutes, I run outside, there's like 3 dudes, I'm fighting a cold, so all I want is a bottle of water and some Reese's Pieces. Shit I could get from a vending machine.
You know, like green tea and works better than...
Not the point. The point was, I could get this shit from a vending machine, but there's like 3 dudes in line working the thing, and the lines go all the way to the door, and they aren't moving at all. So I stand in line for 20 minutes, don't get anything, go back to my seat and sit there, and just go like, well, hopefully I'll get something at intermission.
There's an intermission in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an intermission in it.
There's an
And
overture and an intermission.
We'll get to it. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I had the most frustrating time this week going to regular theaters. Like, but seriously, anytime I can't reserve my seat before I get there, it's for godless heathens. It's just the worst experience. Ugh. Like just people, like, stampeding over each other and, like, you know, you get that whole sense of like, well, if my friends get here after me, can they join me in line? And all that negotiation bullshit that I used to be really good at back in the day when I saw a lot of movies at normal theaters. Ugh. God, who cares? It's 2015. We need to move on. So moving on. I also watched The Gift. I rented it. You should check it out. It's really good. So it's Jason Bateman and Joel Edgerton, and it's actually written and directed by Joel Edgerton, which I didn't know until it was over. And it's basically a movie about...
Did you know he's in Star Wars?
Joel Edgerton?
Yeah.
Really? Where?
He's Owen Lars in the prequels.
Yeah.
I found that out this week.
Oh, I got you in the prequels. Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. That's fascinating. I didn't realize.
That guy grew up to become Joel Edgerton.
Yeah, and he wrote a really good movie that's better than all the prequels. So Jason Bateman plays like a guy who was something of a bully when he was a kid. And what the movie really deals with is this idea of like whether or not you can like put an idea or how you can put an idea into somebody's head, especially like when they're a kid or when they're being bullied, and that idea can really like mess with their life. And so there's just, Joel Edgerton is coming around and being creepy, and there's just this like back and forth where you just don't really know whose side you're on. But it's a pretty cool psychological thriller. And Rebecca Hall plays his wife, Jason Bateman's wife, and she's fantastic. There's a section where like she really kind of becomes the main character. And that section is really pretty fantastic. So, I think it's definitely worth checking out. I mean, you can get it at a Redbox.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see it this week because I know it's one of those movies that did okay its opening week, but it just had huge legs because everybody started talking about how great it was.
Yeah. It's definitely worth it. So
Speaking back to Force Awakens in 3D,
Yeah.
did you think Snoke and Maz Kanata looked more realistic?
No.
Damn.
But I don't.
Just me, I guess.
I don't. Well, Snoke. I'm kind of like, well, you could have. I think I just don't like the design of Snoke, and I like the design of Maz quite a bit. So that wins me over. Like,
not so much the design, but just like, did it look more convincing? Like when I watch in 2D, I'm like, oh, there's some CGI characters, but in 3D, to me, it seemed like, oh, well, there's some depth and realism to the shot.
Not really.
No,
because in the
did the Star Destroyer popping out like right in your face?
Oh hell yeah! Oh
well, yeah.
No, the space stuff in 3D is awesome. Like it's really cool. But like the group I was with, like half of them thought it was cool, and half of them thought that it was kind of blurry and messy. But and pretty much everybody I was with had seen it before. So yeah, I mean, I think for me, I think it's definitely if you're gonna see it multiple times, you should one of the times you see it should be in 3D. Just because there is some really cool stuff there. Seeing a lot of the space shots in 3D is really neat. Yeah. For me, like those two characters, I just sort of accept and I'm fine with. My problems with Snoke are just because I'm like, well, I don't like, are we gonna see this guy at some point? Is he gonna look like a cartoon character?
I just hope he looks cooler when you actually see him. I mean, no, because he's just a hologram, so.
Yeah, my hope is honestly that like that hologram is some kind of farce and that he doesn't look like that. Just because he looks like a silly cartoon character where it's like, I've got these weird scars and like, you know, I'm a funny looking dude.
That's what the dark side does to you, bro.
That's fine, but whatever. No, that's not what that's what Force lightning pushed into a purple lightsaber and then fed back onto your face does to you in a very short period of time.
Gotcha.
That's what that does. Yeah.
No, that's not what happens.
Oh, that was good. And then I've been watching the Netflix series Making a Murderer, which Ryan, you should totally check out.
Yeah.
So very similar to sort of a West Memphis 3 kind of situation. Tells the story of
is it a documentary?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So it's a 10-part, I believe. I think it's 9 or 10-part documentary on Netflix, produced by Netflix. Each episode's about an hour long, and it's about this guy named Stephen Avery in Wisconsin who is the poor, uneducated owner of a like salvage yard. Like his whole family runs a salvage yard, and he was wrongfully convicted of an attempted rape and spent 18 years in prison for it. They proved that he was innocent. He then sued the local government, and very shortly, like within a few months after he starts his suit with the local government about like, hey, you did this, and I want to make sure that like people are held responsible for this so that it doesn't happen to anybody else. And the guy who actually raped or tried to rape the woman that he was convicted for then went on to rape other people, and there were other victims caused by the fact that there was gross misconduct in his original case. So within a few months of him opening the case, he then gets pulled into this murder case as well, where the car and remains of a missing woman are found on his land. And as they go back and forth, like it's a really well made documentary. They go back and forth on whether or not he is innocent. As more and more of the evidence comes forward, it becomes a more disturbing story about like the way that the police behave in this case, the way that evidence is being handled. Like it is one of the biggest clusterfucks of a criminal case that I've certainly ever heard of, and it's not like I read a whole lot of them, but it just seems like it almost seems like no one in the case is actually paying attention. And very reminiscent of West Memphis 3, because in a similar way, like this is this guy who, because of his socioeconomic standing in the community, is being targeted for specific reasons, and he's sort of an outsider, and because he's an outsider, people don't like him. They make assumptions. They point cases towards him, which is how the original one happened. Like, because they pointed the case towards him and then worked the case towards him, they ended up proving it's him when it's not. And some would argue that the same thing is happening with this other case. And I haven't finished it yet. I'm about 6 episodes in. But I'll tell you that last night I got home, and like got in bed and ended up watching this show until like 1 o'clock in the morning, which I shouldn't have done, but I couldn't fall. I was like, I just need to know. Like, I need to know how this ends. So I've got like 3 more. So we need to wrap up this podcast so I can go home.
I'll have to watch it. I do like those kind of documentaries.
Yeah, you'll really like it. And it's, especially, as you're transitioning into a new career, it's the kind of thing you should check out for sure. Because it's the little guys on the ground who make the biggest impact, I think. So
They usually do.
yeah,
They're called first responders.
I think that's everything. Yeah, probably.
This is what's
Well, I also watched like most of White Christmas, and man, White Christmas is fantastic. They need to make like cool musicals again.
Yeah, they do.
And like there's just awesome like long dance sequences and some really genuinely funny comedy. Like what a great movie.
Yeah.
If you've never seen White Christmas and you think it's just a Christmas movie, you need to see White Christmas because it's not really a Christmas movie. I mean
It is.
it takes place. Yeah, it is, but like
It's like It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
There's a Christmas element to it, but it's not all Christmas.
it's a Christmas movie that starts in World War II, which is pretty cool. So it's great.
This is what's coming out on Blu-ray.
Ignition sequence start.
Whoa, DVDs. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
I pulled up this page, but I
And
didn't actually like comb through it, so I don't know what it is. Ooh, this is a good week. Sicario.
I will be getting Sicario.
Yeah, man. And then we
Is
get
Sicario on my top 10
Oh, no.
list? Stay tuned for Film Explosion. Oh, that's the following week.
Yeah.
You asshole.
Oh, it's because we're recording Sunday morning, so they've already pulled forward. Okay, sorry. So this week's not as good. I'm sorry. This
I'm
week's
so
actually,
excited to see Emily Blunt be a badass FBI agent.
Actually, this week's really disappointing. Hitman Agent 47.
Uh-huh.
Kurt Russell's Bone Tomahawk.
I actually want to see that. It's about, like, cannibals.
Oh, okay. Cool. Robert Redford's A Walk in the Woods with Nick Nolte.
My mom said that's horrible.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, the Photoshop of the cover is atrocious, to be sure. They're just like floating heads that are poorly taped. Oh, it's so bad. It's Shameless season 5.
Wow, that's been on for 5 seasons.
Yeah. Heist with Robert De Niro and some other people. Season 3 of Ray Donovan, which somebody recommended that I should check out.
I like Leo Schreiber. He does really good voiceover work for the History Channel.
Really?
Yeah, he does the America, the Story of Us, and he's really good in it.
Huh. The Perfect Guy, which is
My Life Story.
Ha ha ha. Everyone can hear you. Oh.
Is that Tyler Perry's A Perfect Guy?
Probably.
It sounds like a Tyler Perry movie.
I don't want to say it looks like a Tyler Perry movie because that sounds racist.
Oh, I don't know.
Brett, everyone can still hear you.
So?
You're the worst person.
Speaking of which, I think Bree's going to stop by for the Film Explosion.
What do you mean, speaking of which?
Oh, no, I was just thinking of, because he mentioned Spike Lee's new movie, and Tyler Perry and Spike Lee are like the same.
This is the most racist conversation.
No, it's not.
Spike Lee and you mean because they're black?
If I said Asian babies creep me out, it'd be racist. That's in this week's Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Oh, man. All right, so
It's awesome.
I think this is Arrow is doing Blood and Black Lace, Let me click on this one and see who the release is. Who's the A with the little
Yeah,
man
it's
in it?
Arrow.
Is it Arrow?
To be different from
Okay.
Blood and Lace from Screen Factory.
Yeah. Blood and Black Lace, which is I don't know. It's kind of a cool poster. It's just weird. Season 2 of Sailor Moon. So if you want that, Brad, that's yours.
No, it's not the unicorn one.
I already bought it direct from Japan, so.
Oh, good.
Oh, shit.
That's literally like everything this week.
I forgot what I also watched.
Because I said unicorn?
No, because imported.
What is it?
I got Turbo Kid all the way
Oh,
from
that's
Canada.
right.
Oh, that's right, man.
Steelbook edition, yeah.
Yeah, then we got a whole bunch of followers who were like, "Hey, you like Turbo Kid?"
Yeah, our
Yeah.
follower was Turbo Kid.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
whole bunch of
I
followers.
followed him
Yeah.
back
Brilliant.
because, and he's like, thanks for the rad refollow. And that made
Consider
me wanna-
buying the deep. I bought it already. That's how this started.
I know, I couldn't find it on Amazon.
It's not out
You have
here
to buy
yet.
it from.
Yeah.
directly from
What's the
Amazon
story here?
CA,
Wow.
Amazon Canada.
Is it region free?
Yeah. Well, it's Region A, so it's
Oh,
all
okay.
North America,
Gotcha.
South America.
Cool.
But yeah, I don't think they're gonna do a North American or an American release
Really?
What?
because they have it streaming. You know, you can buy it on Vimeo or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't want to buy it on Vimeo.
I know. That's why I bought it in Canada.
Does it have special features?
Yeah, they show like all the like lots of like doing the gore effects and things and how much fun.
Cool.
So is it pretty cheap? Because, Canada doesn't have as much money as we do.
Yeah. Well, you saw the movie.
I mean, the Blu-ray.
Huh?
Is a Blu? How did you convert it to American dollars? Is what I'm asking.
Oh yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was like $24 or something.
Yeah.
Amazon does the calculation for you. So
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
yeah. So I gave them my American dollars and I bought their Canadian.
I didn't know that Amazon CA would ship to you here. Does it cost extra money?
Maybe. Again, I didn't really. As long as it was like under $30, I didn't care.
I gotcha.
I mean, it's a steel book, so
Hey, so because this week was not very interesting, and next week is the film explosion, can we talk about what's coming out in a week and a half?
Sure.
I guess we won't be talking
Okay.
about it. Yeah.
Cool. So Sicario is coming out on Blu-ray next
Sweet.
Tuesday.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well,
Two
a
Tuesdays.
week from Tuesday. The Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, which is not a movie anyone should
Yeah.
see.
The DVD cover is pretty cool, though. I mean, the Blu-ray cover, it's like painted and stuff.
It's it looks like an old Goonies cover or something. The Visit, M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit.
Which is good until it's a horror movie.
Yeah. You should watch that movie and then just fast forward when things get scary.
Scary or stupid?
Right. The Green Inferno is getting a Blu-ray release.
That's a good one.
Yeah. True Detective Season 2, which is a show you should turn off 20 minutes in. And The Walk is getting its Blu-ray release, which was a pretty good movie. Here's a good one. Joe Dirt 2, Beautiful Loser, is getting its Blu-ray release. So
It's Joe Dirte. I haven't seen that movie in forever, and I got it on Blu-ray because it's like $4
yeah.
sitting on my shelf. We'll see.
Yep.
Maybe one day I'll watch it.
Yep. Deathgasm? That looks interesting.
Yeah, they out for a while. There's actually a trailer for Deathgasm on Turbo Kid.
Oh, yeah?
Was there? Oh, there was. Yeah.
It's got kind of a cool poster. There's a guy playing a guitar and like an evil bat and some lady. Yeah. So that'll be interesting.
You look like Mario over there.
He does.
And
He is wearing my Great Power, Great Responsibility shirt I got him.
yeah, that might be it.
Oh, Sicario.
It's a lot of good stuff. Yeah, Sicario.
Do you think that's going to have a limited edition steelbook? Do people want to watch a really bleak movie? Does
Actually, if you go to steelbook.com, there's a lot of like, not like average just kind of movies that get steelbook editions. It's not like limited to special.
I don't know. I guess I can look on Blu-ray.com. Blu-ray.com's cool. They put all the editions on there and what they come with, so you don't have to guess.
It's like romantic comedies that get steelbooks.
I did get a sweet Top Gun medal pack.
Here's a pretty awesome one. The Phantom from 10,000 Leagues.
I think that's. You guys have been to Waterworld, right?
No.
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 Have you been to Waterworld?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the clips of the movie. Is that they're
Oh.
showing before you go onto the ride Journey to the Center of the Earth? Is that movie? Is it like a little serpent kind of thing?
Yeah, it's like this serpent thing. And it's got some. It's like an underwater dragon thingy.
Yeah, it has to be from
and
the
it's-
50s or something.
It's like a poorly painted cover, and then it's got this woman in a bikini she's swimming, and it's got both her legs, and it's like starting to pull her apart.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Spread them.
Yeah, it's weird. Freezing horror. As a living nightmare strikes from the depths of the sea.
That sounds definitely like Atomic 1950s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now when I think of Waterworld, all I think about is that South Park episode.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Cool.
Why is there so many bananas?
Very cool. All right. Ryan, what's next?
I think we just have the movies, right?
Cool.
Oh, the time is now, the time is here. Now's the time for a bite of cheer. A tasty light where the price is right. Well, look at here, you'll dig this sight. The moment's handy for a piece of candy. Just name your brand, they're all so grand. Hey, what do you think of a nice cool drink? Or a big box filled with a popcorn thrill? Let your taste buds meet with an ice cream treat. Refresh yourselves, it's time to eat. So come on, folks, let's join the band as we all head for the refreshment stand.
Why can't the Alamo have Dolby Atmos?
Yeah. Ryan, if you just want to start by us talking about which one we're going to review first.
Actually, we saved our progress, and in the 2 minutes we saved our progress, I can update that Star Wars has made $1 billion globally.
Oh, I said that earlier in the show.
Do you say it made $1 billion already?
I did.
Well, fuck you then, James. In 12 days. You didn't say in 12 days.
$400 million elsewhere this weekend?
It had, yeah.
So
is that a record? Crossing $1 billion?
Yeah, it was originally was Jurassic World at 13. Star Wars did it in 12.
Ha! Get fucked, Jurassic World.
That'll be in my top 10 list for movies of the year.
You son of a! I know it will.
I'm doing it in there just in spite of you. Just like how
I know you are.
Just how I put David O. Russell movies. I put David O. Russell in my top 10. If I did, I'd put him in there.
You're gonna go see Joy and put Joy on your list. Just
oh yeah. Oh, my mom is off this week. She said she'll watch my kid whenever, so I'm gonna spend it. I'm gonna have a David O. Russell marathon.
How much do you think Force Awakens will make on New Year's Day? Because it averaged about 30 every day this week, and it's only like a week away.
Well, the question is like how many seats are at all the theaters that it'll be in, and that's how much money it'll make.
They'll all be filled.
Yeah, that's what people are gonna do.
I don't know. Here's the thing: even if it does 50 to 60% less business next weekend, that's still like $75 million.
Yeah, I think it'll do probably somewhere around.
One record
80.
it'll never get is opening Tuesday.
It actually has the highest gross Tuesday ever. It beat The Amazing Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. But not the opening Tuesday, which Amazing Spider-Man still.
Yeah.
Because who releases a movie on a Tuesday?
Right. Well, wasn't that around a holiday or something?
Yeah.
Or was it
4th of July Tuesday or something?
Yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah. So, anyways, we saw 2 movies this week. Do you guys want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
No, you go first.
Go ahead and talk to yourself first.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time. I went and saw The Big Short.
That's an oxymoron.
Cool. Yeah.
Ryan, should people go see The Big Short?
Absolutely, it's awesome.
Cool.
It's a really fun movie about people's hardships. It sounds really
lives
bad.
Being destroyed. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's how people's lives get ruined by financial disaster. But it's really well made and it's pretty clever. Here's a trailer for The Big Short.
Michael, how are you?
I found something really interesting.
The whole housing market is propped up on these bad loans. They will fail.
The housing market is rock solid.
It's a time bomb.
So Mike Burry, who gets his hair cut at Supercuts and doesn't wear shoes, knows more than Alan Greenspan.
Dr. Mike Burry, yes, he does.
You know what? I'm pissed off. American people are getting screwed by the big banks. And I am getting madder and madder.
It's unbelievable.
Then this guy walks into my office and says,
there's some shady stuff going down.
All the banks were having a big old party. A few outsiders saw what no one else could. The whole world economy might collapse.
I'm sure the world's banks have more incentives than greed.
you're wrong.
No one's paying attention.
The banks got greedy, and we can profit off of their stupidity.
You want to bet against the banks?
I think we're either high or having a stroke. Kind of brilliant.
Fraud has never ever worked. Eventually, things go south. When the hell did we forget all that?
How can the banks let this happen? It's fueled by stupidity.
But that's not stupidity, that's fraud.
Tell me the difference between stupid and illegal, and I'll have my wife's brother arrested.
You have any idea what you just did? You just bet against the American economy.
If you're wrong, you can lose it all. The banks defrauded the American people. Now we can kick them in the teeth.
Okay, here we go.
You target strippers.
With bad loans.
And they're all cash rich.
I'm not going to be able to refinance.
On all my loans?
What do you mean, all your loans?
I have 5 houses and a condo.
In the movie, it focuses on 4 groups of people where they all predict the collapse of the home market, the home buyer or the mortgage crisis.
Oh, did that happen?
It did in 2008. And Christian Bale plays a doctor named Michael Burry. I think it's Michael Burry. I know it's Dr. Burry. Anyways, about 2 years before it happens, he predicts it, and he wants to take out insurance against these loans, and everyone's like, dude, you're stupid. Says that, the housing market will never crash. It's worth all this money. Everybody pays their mortgage. So basically what he's doing is he's betting against people paying their mortgages. And so what he does is he's paying Deutsche Bank, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs. He's basically paying them a premium on these, I don't even know what, they're like bonds that are a bunch of mortgages lumped together. And he says when they collapse, he's going to get his money back tenfold because the bank has to pay him because he's been paying on it. And it's really convoluted. And you're like, wait, what the fuck is he talking about? And then Ryan Gosling is the narrator, and he's also a banker for Deutsche Bank. And he says, you know what? I can't explain it to you. So here's Margot Robbie in a bathtub with champagne. And so she's talking because Ryan Gosling constantly breaks the fourth wall. He's talking to you while the movie's going on. And so then it cuts to Margot Robbie, and she's drinking champagne, and she's explaining how the mortgage system works.
Wow.
And she says, hey, basically just remember, if they say subprime, it means shitty. Now get the fuck out of here. And so they have all these like cutaways to these celebrities explaining it. They have one.
But it's a celebrity as the celebrity. So
yeah.
Like,
as
Margot Robbie's not in the movie. It's just here's a quick shot.
Yeah.
Of Margot Robbie.
Yeah. She's in it for like 3 minutes explaining subprime mortgages.
Wow.
And, cause Ryan Gosling comes and he says, he looks at the camera and says, you guys don't understand what the fuck I'm saying, do you? Here, you know what? Here's Margot Robbie in a bathtub drinking champagne explaining what subprime lending is. And so it's really cool how they do that because they're telling you what it is so you can understand why it's so stupid that the banks would do this. Yeah. And so the movie is funny, but it's also a drama, and it's directed by Adam McKay, who did Anchorman and a bunch of other Will Ferrell movies.
Written by him, too.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And he made it kind of like a documentary, so the camera is always moving and it's kind of out of focus, but it's really well done. All the other characters really don't interact with each other. They're both kind of on their own separate stories. Brad Pitt plays a retired banker who teams up with these guys who also recognize it. And it's really funny because they have a meeting at JP Morgan Chase, and JP Morgan Chase sends down an assistant and won't let them upstairs because they don't make enough money. And so while they're there, they're like, oh, here's a bunch of other presentations of people who didn't get to go upstairs. And they pick up one from Ryan Gosling's character who works for Deutsche Bank, who's trying to recruit all these investors to give him money to invest against his company. And so they pick it up and like, whoa, no way. I can't believe this is fucking happening. And then when the character turns the camera and says, this isn't how we really found it. We read an article in a newspaper, but it just makes more sense in the movie for us to find it here. So you don't have to wait for us to go back, find the article in the magazine. We took dramatic license at this part. It's really clever. The movie's really good. Steve Carell's really great in it, where Christian Bale is kind of the oddball in it, and you start with him. Steve Carell's the heart of the movie. Where he plays a guy named Frank Baum, I think is his name. I know it's Baum, but anyways, he looks for what's wrong with everything so that he's able to stick it to the big banks is like the coolest thing he could do. And so it's kind of cool following him. And I mean, it's a really funny movie, but the part that really stuck out is, so the two characters who team up with Brad Pitt's retired investor, they're in Vegas and they realize that they're going to make tons of money off of this deal. That the people that are in charge are so freaking oblivious and so stupid that they don't know what's happening, and they're dancing in the lobby, and Brad Pitt says, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?" They're like, "We just made tons of money." He's like, "Yeah, you realize people are going to lose their houses and that the suicide rate goes up 150% when the job market, every percent the job market goes to unemployment." And it's like this real realization that all these people are making money, yes, but on people who can't live in their homes anymore. And
right.
So it's a really cool movie, and it's really well done. And I think everybody should see it.
Interesting. It's funny, there's Adam McKay has a podcast now called Surprisingly Awesome that people should check out. And he did an episode about tub thumping, and I have a reason to go this way. There's a purpose to this story. I'm not just like, I don't want to talk about tub thumping. And in the episode about tub thumping, the reason he really likes that song is because it's actually by this band that's like this activist band that really wanted to make an impact on their society that they grew up in. And he talks about in that episode the fact that he actually he caught a lot of flack back in the day from like his college writing friends and stuff like that, because he goes to Hollywood and starts writing movies, and what does he write? He writes like Anchorman and all this shit that like, great, they all thought like you went and became the man, like you're this big activist who really has these big beliefs and the stuff that he wants to change about the world. And what does he do? He goes and writes like these just dumb comedies that what impact can they make? And he said, the truth is the plan has always been to use that stuff to build an audience, and then through the traction that you've built, you then use that to spring yourself into, really being an activist and talking about stuff and changing people's minds about things, and like, and so it makes a lot of sense now that you look at it and you go like, oh shit, like he wasn't kidding. Like the whole plan here is clearly like, hey, get famous, get a bunch of friends like Margot Robbie, who I can just put them all into a movie and talk about some shit that nobody else wants to talk about and make a movie that nobody wants to see. And that sounds cool. Yeah. I definitely want to check this out.
You should see it because obviously it's cool because he says he takes the narrator tells you they take creative liberties.
Right.
Because also when Ryan Gosling's pitching his idea to Steve Carell's character, he uses Jenga. And the only reason he does it, I think, is to help the audience understand, because there's no way, I still don't understand some of the shit that happened in the movie.
Yeah.
But, it helps you understand what they're trying to accomplish. And then Ryan Gosling has this, assistant who always tells him, like, wow, great fucking job, boss. He's like, shut the fuck up, dude. It's really funny. Just this random guy who just says all his ideas are great.
Yeah.
You should really see the movie. It's really good.
Very cool. Very cool. What is he getting into?
There's Yankee Candle stuff over there.
Well, yeah.
Playing with glass.
Take some of the glass and throw it on the brick floor.
And then
putting things in his mouth.
Yeah, Mia's playing with him too.
Oh, okay, good.
So definitely go see The Big Short.
Cool.
All the performances are really good in it. It's a really well done, well done movie.
Cool. Very cool.
I had fun watching.
Where did you see it?
I saw it at the AMC Bowls.
Oh, okay.
I like because you can still reserve seats there.
There you go.
And if you go early enough, the tickets are $4.50.
Yeah. Yeah. And since the Alamo is basically only showing Star Wars right now.
Yeah. And it's easier for me to run over there than it is to go to the Alamo.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
With Laura, because the Alamo's 40 minutes away.
Yeah.
But yeah. So if you have the opportunity, I would definitely go see The Big Short.
Very cool. Very cool.
Now get the fuck out so we can talk about Hateful Eight.
No, I think we can talk about Hateful Eight.
Get the fuck out of your own house.
So this week, Brad and I went and saw the Hateful Eight.
In 70mm Roadshow version.
In 70mm, at the Continental.
What do you
Brad?
think of Quentin Tarantino? Should people go see it?
Brad, should people go see the Hateful Eight?
Yes, they should go see the Hateful Eight.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm interested to get in this conversation because no, people shouldn't go see Hateful Eight.
Really? I'm interested to hear it now.
This is one of the biggest disappointments for me of the year, and
Wow.
Easily my least favorite Tarantino film. It's an absolute mess. So yeah, I can't recommend that people see this movie. There's some cool stuff in it, but it's a movie you should rent. What Watch the. Oh shit! That is a hell of a sound. Now those were Kellen's teeth against the mic itself. Yeah.
See, it's cute because he understands what we do with them.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do this during his review?
Because he likes to derail Brad.
So here is the trailer for The Hateful Eight.
Got room for one more? They call him the Hangman. When the handbill says dead or alive, the rest of us just shoot you in the back, come up on top of a perch somewhere and bring you in dead over a saddle. But when John Roof, the Hangman, catches you, you hang.
Get in, boys!
This here is Daisy Domergue. She's wanted dead or alive for murder. When that sun comes out, I'm taking this woman to hang. Is there anybody here committed to stopping me from doing that?
Well. Looks like Minnie's haberdashery is about to get cozy for the next few days.
Yes, it does.
One of them fellas is not what he says he is.
Move a little strange, you're gonna get a bullet. Not a warning, not a question. A bullet.
Now we're talking.
I literally almost fell asleep in the first half of this movie.
Wow.
Yeah, like I have. Yeah, this movie is a complete mess to me, and I don't.
Are you going to elaborate? The movie was 3 hours long.
Yeah, so there is some cool stuff. So
Yeah,
there's
just
like
press delete. There, good. Yeah.
he literally was very close to the
Yeah, I
delete
know.
button. Movie starts. There's an overture, which is kind of cool. And then, it's 3 hours long. It's got an intermission.
And if
in
you
it.
don't know what an overture is, apparently for this movie, it's just a picture on the screen that says overture.
Yeah, which is not really it's only a minute long.
When you
Like-
started, was it like backwards, like mirrored?
No,
So
that would've been cool.
It said like E Trevor.
No, it was correct, but it was just long enough to be kind of shaky and to have a lot of dirt on it to remind me like, oh yeah, you forced me to see this movie in a like old format where like it might not actually look that good, but okay, this is fun. I'll go along with your ride. And it wasn't really an overture because basically all it is it is a old Ennio Morricone song or track that he like found or whatever. I didn't read the story on where he got the music, but it's basically just that song plays, which that song is out of place. It doesn't really fit with the sequences where it plays in the movie, but because it wasn't made for the movie. That song plays, and when it's over, the overture is over, which is not like an overture. Like they used to like play a little piece of each song that's in the movie, and it was kind of like an intermission to warn you, hey, the movie's about to start. But this one's just like a minute and a half long and not much. And then so the first half of the movie. So it's told in chapters. So we've seen that before. At least this time, most of the chapters are in order, except for one. Though they're numbered in order, I think. So it starts off with them all like getting into the carriage, and we start meeting these characters, and they all conveniently know each other already. Which that part I'm fine with. And that part I was like, okay, this is interesting, but it wasn't it's not the same poppy dialogue, and I wasn't as like interested or entertained. Like my whole theater, like, you know, they laughed every now and then, but it was like that part usually is the part where he's got a really funny conversation going, and people are talking about, you know, what the meaning of like a virgin really is, or like whatever it is, right? Usually there's some dialogue there that's sort of fun, and I was just like, okay, these characters are kind of interesting. Eventually you're going to build tension with this, but there is no tension in the first half of this movie until the very last little segment before the intermission. And some sections of it I feel like are just like the part where I was really bored and genuinely was like, man, I could just fall asleep right now. They're eating soup and they're just retreading over the same ground we've been over before of like, well, we don't know which of these, there's a couple of these characters that we don't know if we can trust, and it's in the same way we didn't know if we could trust them before, and then like, oh yeah, and then some of them are racists or whatever. And even with the way that the movie ends, and I don't think that scene, like, I don't think it adds anything. It's just boring and long-winded. Yeah.
Does it need the intermission?
It needed the intermission just to let me get up and stretch my legs, and then like, okay, what Ryan from across the room just asked if it needs the intermission. The intermission is nice because it basically restarts the movie, and then the second half of the movie is a whole lot better. Like the second half of the movie, all of a sudden there's a narrator for no apparent reason, basically just to explain the fact that he's going to skip over some shit that he probably could just not tell us and we'd be fine with. Until the narrator comes in again and tells us like the one lady has a secret and why she has a secret. Mm-hmm. Because he apparently wants to. I don't know why he didn't just direct that part. Like that's the part he should have flashed back to and shown us that. Instead, he flashes back and shows us all this other shit that like we don't need all of this. Like it's not actually that important, and some of it doesn't really change. The dynamics between the characters. Like he gives us so much stuff in that flashback that it's kind of cool. Like some of that sequence is pretty neat, like watching them plan, who they're going to kill. But I just don't think it doesn't make as big of an impact as like some of his, as I think it feels like it's supposed to. Like it's just at a certain point you're like, okay, I don't know why I needed all that. But anyway, Brad, how'd you feel?
I thought it was fun. Like, I thought it'd make a great play to watch, like, on stage.
Yeah.
And I was entertained. Like, there's no point where I was, like, watching my watch. I was like, ooh, the whole thing's a whodunit. And the only thing I had this nagging feeling the whole time of, like, I feel like I've seen this movie before. What movie is this? And then Zach said, you've seen Reservoir Dogs, right?
Yeah.
And it's like pretty much just Reservoir Dogs in the West.
Yeah.
Maybe a little longer. Because it is.
It's a lot longer.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like I was engaged in like the whole point of it is just a whodunit. Like here's the mystery, and it's got some trying to be interesting conversation. Yeah, I guess maybe I tuned out a little bit. When Walton Goggins comes in, he has an exchange with Sam Jackson in the carriage.
In the carriage?
Yeah, in the carriage early on when they're riding there.
Yeah, that conversation's not much. I think
they're fighting over the North versus South stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Which that's really that's the story. Like the story of the movie is supposed to be Walton Goggins and Samuel Jackson because of where everything goes. Like really, they're the characters who have an arc. Things change for them. Like they end up actually being the more interesting part of the movie. So like, and I'm fine with there being like a misdirect or like, hey, like pay attention to Kurt Russell for a while and I'll build this stuff in the background. Like that's cool. But yeah, like I think a lot of that dialogue ends up just being kind of waste. And I'll be honest, I've always been I've always been somebody who defends both, his use of language, but also like his use of racial slurs. This is the first time I genuinely think he crosses the line a few times. I think that he uses the N-word here just to be funny and not to make fun of racism. Usually there's a difference between, like every time it's used in Django Unchained, he's making fun of racism and making racists look stupid. And a friend of mine pointed out, like, the truth is he also breaks that rule in Pulp Fiction, in his scene, where he talks about, like, what does my house look like? Did you see a sign when you drove up that said dead?
Inward storage.
Right. And that that really is sort of him just using that word because he's like, hey, it's funny if I say the N-word, right? In this movie, I think there's a number of times, and I can prove it because I sat in an audience where there were times when people were laughing a lot, and they were just laughing because someone used the N-word a lot in a sentence. Like, and the only reason they used it was to be excessive with that word. Like, he's usually a lot better about that, and this time, I think he very clearly crossed a line.
It seemed like that's what those characters would say, so it's just being authentic.
I have a hard time with being authentic when, like, so much of this movie is also, like, over the top and inauthentic. That's the thing, like, he sets this movie up like it's going to be like, oh man, this is like a throwback Western movie, right? Like, it's got an overture and an intermission, and like, look how cool this is. I shot it, in this way that looked really pretty and is very authentic to the time. And then he does a bunch of shit to completely work against that. Like, add in the chapters.
That's what's fun about it. Is like, that's what you go to see a Tarantino movie for, because like there's some level of over the topness. Like, he doesn't make biopics or historical epics.
No, I think the over the top is fine. I don't think you can have your cake and eat it too. I don't think you can say, hey, this movie's over the top, but it's authentic when I want to use the N-word. Like, I don't think you can. I don't think that's a fair argument. Like, I think if you're going to be over the top, then if you're going to be over the top and modern, you also have to be modern about, like, how you're using that language and why. And in my mind, like, there are definitely a few places where he uses that language to be funny, which was disappointing. Like, I
think like setting up the authenticity is like a misdirect, is what helps the overtopness be more effective. So
that's fair.
So like you're just more surprised.
Yeah. Like when he shoots that guy's head and it blows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or when they drink the poison.
See, and that's
like no one vomits like that.
I found that to be kind of not funny. Like that joke didn't play for me. The story that Samuel L. Jackson tells, to me is just very sophomoric. Yeah. Like, I just watched that whole thing and I'm like, really? Like, this is one big suck my dick joke? Yeah. Like, it's just.
My audience loved it.
No, my audience was fine with it too. That doesn't necessarily, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, that's my problem. Is like, and I wouldn't even say my audience loved it. I would say there were some laughs. But most of the theater was pretty quiet most of the time. Like it never got to be that thing where like you found yourself laughing at things because everyone was laughing. Like that never happened in this movie. Does Kellen want me to leave? He's telling me bye-bye. Oh. Yeah, I just, I don't think the movie works very well. Which is really unfortunate because I think the performances are good. I think there's some cool little elements of the mystery, like the chair and stuff like that. But even that, like, okay, Samuel L. Jackson meets Bob, immediately doesn't trust Bob and starts asking him these questions. And then it takes for people to start dying for him to finally go like, hey, Bob, you're no good. Like, no. You knew, and especially because when he lays out all of his arguments, you're like, you knew all of that immediately. When one of your arguments is, I know she hates you, come on now. Like, why did you wait so long? And why did you, like, there's stuff like that about the mystery where I'm just like, this just doesn't fit.
Because he had to, like, wait for self-defense.
No, he didn't.
That's how he baited.
He baited that guy.
Yeah.
That wasn't self-defense. That's
But Bob wasn't a threat until people started dying. So
neither was that guy. That guy's an old man in a chair. That guy's not a threat. He could have baited Bob just as well. He could have fucking beat Bob to death in the barn. Like, if he knows, like he's in this place, especially look at it this way.
No, he's suspicious.
So he is this like very upfront and progressive black bounty hunter, right? And he's in this place owned and operated by a black family that he now suspects have been murdered by this dude. He waits for a day, like, to accuse this guy? No. That one just doesn't work for me. I'm very frustrated with this movie. And it's not the worst. Is it a movie people should check out if they like Tarantino? Sure. But it's also the worst Tarantino movie. Like, I don't, and I was like, you know, like Django Unchained, I'm like, yeah, it was fun, but it wasn't like, you know, earth shattering. This movie, like, I'd never need to watch this again. Like, it's just, I don't like it.
All right.
So,
Split decision.
Yeah.
Not that James's opinion is wrong, just.
Yeah.
He didn't like it. I had fun.
Now I have to see it.
You know, it's not
I was bummed it was sold
AFI's
out.
top 100 list, but I had fun.
Yeah. No.
I mean, I could have saw it at, 10:40 at night, but I didn't want to be out till 2 a.m.
God, it's so long-winded.
And then I have to wake up at, 5 to take care of my little boy.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I was actually bothered by the intermission. I was like, I want to keep going.
Well, yeah, because that's the part where the movie gets good.
Well, actually, when it's not the 70mm, I guess when it plays as a regular screening, it'll be no overture, no intermission. Just I think they'll probably cut out some stuff to trim it down to 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
That's what Zach was saying.
Maybe that's the version. There's some stuff. I know that there's some stuff not in the other version, but I figured it was just like shots that would only look.
So is it only a title card for the intermission, or is there other stuff going on?
No,
it's a blank screen for the intermission, actually.
Yeah, it's a real intermission. So like it comes up and says intermission, and then the reel stops, and then they start a new reel that has like a minute of intermission on it, and then the movie starts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the last movie I had that had an intermission.
What poster do you get in your book?
Gods and Generals.
You're right.
What do you mean? What poster did I get most?
Did you get
the
little program guide?
Yeah, I got a program. I got a roadshow like program.
Yeah, what character was in the middle?
Oh God,
the centerfold.
I think it was Donna, the lady.
Oh,
I looked at it for a second, and
Well, I just because Zach and I both got a Tim Ross character, and then Taylor said he got Daisy. So I had no idea that they were different posters. So
the last two chapters are good. The last two chapters are what the movie should have been. But
I lit a Do Re Mi candle from Yankee Candle. It's from their Sound of Music collection. If you want to.
Sorry, I take that back.
Does it smell like Germany?
The third to last chapter and the last chapter. The second to last chapter is the flashback. So I don't care about that one as much. So yeah, those two chapters are the ones I like. Because that's where like people are negotiating and like there's actually tension and he does a good job there. But yeah.
So I get Entertainment Weekly because I think they have good articles and interviews in it.
Yeah.
But their covers are awful.
Yeah.
On the new one, it says Star Wars! ! Ray of Light. But R-E-Y.
How do they spell Ray? Goddamn.
A new hero rules the galaxy.
Spoilers that she becomes the new Darth Vader.
I know.
Man.
And then Bridget Jones is back.
She is?
Yeah. Our favorite wanton sex goddess returns. That's the first time I've seen wanton not used in legal terms.
Or on a Chinese menu. So I had a new theory on Ray's parents.
Okay. So spoiler warning for Star Wars.
Yeah. So if you still haven't seen Star Wars, which you're a minority at this point, we're gonna talk about Star Wars again.
Is this a Kenobi theory?
No, it's because I was between Skywalker and
Kenobi
and Solo.
Oh, okay.
More, but it's like a misdirect because she's so good at piloting the Millennium Falcon. I just totally didn't realize that
she could be a Chewie.
Anakin Skywalker was once considered the best pilot, even as a dumb little kid.
Yeah.
So maybe Rey is also a great pilot and a great Force user because she's a Skywalker, basically. So I'm more in the Skywalker camp than I was of her being. So she's a cousin instead of a sister.
Or what if when Anakin goes back to save his mom, he didn't know that the Sand People cut a baby out of her, and the baby is Rey?
So Rey's like 60 years old?
I don't have a good argument for it, but I like the idea that somehow she's a Kenobi.
Well, but she's a Kenobi, though. She'd be really old.
Yeah.
Because Kenobi died
Who
30
knows?
years before. So I guess she'd be 30. But
I don't know. Maybe she's a grandson of Kenobi. Or granddaughter of Kenobi.
So when Kenobi was off,
Yeah.
with his thoughts. He's actually fucking people.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
And those people fucked other people.
Yeah, you get to Tatooine. Like, what are you going to do but start crushing
I know,
chicks?
there's so many theories because, too, if she's Luke Skywalker's daughter, part of being a Jedi is you're not allowed to have relations. So he broke that rule, too.
Well,
but I
those
guess
are
he
just
didn't
rules.
know because...
But he wasn't a Jedi anymore. He was Ben Kenobi.
That's right.
And there's no Jedi Order to
Yeah, there is
answer
no
to.
Jedi Order. So he probably maybe didn't know.
And his job was to hide himself. And the best way to hide that you're a Jedi? Crush chicks.
Fuck it. She's a Vulcan.
What kind of rule is that in the Jedi Order anyway?
It's a shitty made-up one for the prequels.
Yeah. It made no sense to me.
Yeah.
Well, if you're celibate, then you can focus more on your craft.
I guess.
Guys, you don't follow the logic of George Lucas in prequels, and it's really starting to irritate me.
Neither is just George
They're basically a bunch
Lucas.
of priests that run around.
Yeah. I mean, basically, yeah.
Justice priests.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
and since she's a great pilot and
Yeah.
and from Tatooine.
But she can also just be a great pilot because she has spent her whole life like working on ships and taking ships apart and
Could
being owned by Simon Pegg, who owns a bunch of ships. Yeah. I don't know. He could be that
Just
way.
speculation.
Or she could just be a dude. She could be a dude. No,
It's only like 560 days, guys. And
She's
we'll
actually a
never
strange alien that looks like a girl but is actually a dude.
Yeah, yeah. The 3 knots on her head are actually her testicles. That's horrible. Sorry, Mom.
Yep. Just a disappointment to your mother.
Yep. Yep. Merry Christmas.
Just picturing her on the couch right now, just shaking her head, like
No,
with her
no,
headphones on.
No, she's in her car. She just ran off the road into a.
She didn't run off. She
into
just
a median.
She just calmly just pulled over and parked, and started crying a little bit.
Oh man.
At least I had 2.
Man, what was it the other day that she said she was driving and like laughing so hard as she was trying to get on the interstate that it was like actually kind of dangerous that she was listening to it at the same time. But anyway, cool.
So next week is Film Explosion. So
Yeah.
make sure you send us your favorite films of 2015. I'll send out a few tweets and
Yeah,
posts to remind people.
Yeah.
You can do that by emailing us at realnerds@gmail.com. You can tweet us at realnerds.
And send it to us on Facebook.
Send it to us on Facebook.
At Real Nerds.
Facebook.
Something.
Facebook.com. Facebook.com/realnerdspodcast.
Facebook.realnerds.tumblr.com.
You can call them in. We have a phone number that no one uses.
Yeah, 720-6
Nerds 5.
For those of you who are in the know, you can text us.
Yep.
You can write us a letter
you can
at
write-
1.
No, don't give my address. You can give them your P.O. box, and that's fine.
Send us a handwritten formal letter to P.O. Box 280191, Lakewood, Colorado 80228.
There we go.
Wow.
Yep.
You're going to get anthrax next week.
Sweet.
Hey, guys, see this powder I got?
I don't know how, but some snow got in my Film Explosion list. Oh, God.
See, my little boy's cute now. He'll play with his Legos. That's what he's doing right now.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
he's pretty good at playing now. As long as you give him stuff to do.
Yep.
Then he picks up his dolls or his stuffed animals, and he'll like talk to one, and he'll yell at the other one. So I think he's talking to me, and he's yelling because like his mom yells at him all the time. And just kidding. Yeah. So make sure you send us your favorite films. It's going to take me a long time to pick my favorite films.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find films to put on it.
Really?
That's the thing. The 10 is a lock. Like, and it has been for a while. Because I knew I was like, well, Star Wars will probably get in there. So like I saved some room. So
Yeah.
I kind of knew like, okay, these are the 10 movies that I think have to be on this list. But man, figuring out how to order it and what's supposed to be at the top, woof.
So, there's a lot of good movies, but like my list is for the great movies, and it's hard to pick 10.
There's a lot of great movies this year.
No.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four,
We're gonna talk about
Mordecai.
I did consider doing like an anti best of list. It's like doing the 10 worst instead.
That'd be pretty fun.
But there's a handful of great ones. I was like, well,
but you don't want to
they must have
give props to a movie that doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Because then some guys driving home, some studio execs say, wow, people in Colorado liked Mordecai. Mordecai Strikes Back. I think they weren't trying to make something out of it. I think they're trying to make a franchise out of Mordecai. It felt like
with the whole mustache thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it seemed like that was gonna be his fedora.
Yeah, exactly.
That movie became, or is pretty much single-handedly the reason why Johnny Depp became the most overpaid actor this year.
That and Transcendence.
Yeah.
That was last year.
Yeah. Actually, I forgot to say. So I went to Kevin Smith Q&A last Monday.
Yeah.
Or Monday before that, and I can't believe I didn't talk about this on the show because he talked about making yoga hosers with Johnny Depp, and that guy did it for free, so he wasn't paid at all.
Huh.
Just because he loved just hanging out with his kid and making wearing a prop dick nose.
Yeah.
And then he read a page from Yoga Hosers for us, where Jay and Silent Bob show up to the
Nice.
or not for Yoga Hosers, Moose Jaws.
Yeah, I heard Bob gets it in Moose Jaws.
Yeah.
That's what he's been talking about.
Whatever.
We'll see. But yeah, the scene is like the whole town hall scene from Jaws where
sweet
Silent Bob's drawing a dick on the whiteboard, and then Jay comes in, scratches his nails on the whiteboard or something, and yeah, it's pretty funny.
Nice.
Looking forward to it.
Here, let's
record it.
let's play this game for a second. Do you guys remember Jupiter Ascending came out this year?
Yeah, it came out in
Holy shit.
March.
Oh my goodness. That seems years ago and also really bad. Ryan, is 50 Shades of Grey going to end up on your list?
Oh man, is it?
I can't wait for the sequel, 50 Shades of Black. That's a sequel, right?
No, there's actually a 50 Shades of
50
Black
Shades
coming
Darker.
out, and it's like a Marlon Wayans parody.
I know.
Yeah, it is.
And I saw the trailer. I'm like, wow, this actually looks better than the movie, and it still looks awful.
Do you remember Hot Tub Time Machine 2 was
Yeah,
this year?
that was a piece of garbage too.
That was fun. I wouldn't own it, but
you also thought Father's Day was fun, so I expect that from you.
Do you guys remember Chappie came out this year?
I didn't get to see that one.
Oh, really?
Because two guys told me it was terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not good. It's not
And
good.
after Elysium, I believe that.
Yeah, I like Elysium. But if you don't like Elysium, oh god.
Yeah.
Elysium had some cool, badass action. But
Yeah.
the story wasn't there.
What are you doing, buddy?
Even the director says, yeah, story's not important to me.
Obviously in Chappie.
Yep.
Because the ending, you're like, oh, and then it's over.
Cool. All right.
Cool. See you next week.
See you.
Bye. Visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can tweet us at real_nerds. You can email us even, realnerds@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, stream us on Stitcher. You want to call us? 720-6nerds5. And download us on iTunes. Just search Real Nerds. Thank you, Joe Kempter, for the wonderful voiceover. And also Spark Mandrill for the wonderful late-night jazz smooth sounds of movies. You can find them on SoundCloud. This has been a Nebulous Visions production. You're just reading
And it's going to be my fault, isn't it?
That's page 1.
You didn't get this?
Great. He really, he's just suddenly obsessed. He's like, holy shit.
Well, because he's never been able to sit on a table before.
Right.
Get off
Wow. I'm sorry. Kellen, with great power comes great responsibility.
I got him a shirt that said that for Christmas.
And now that you know you can climb up on the table, it's your responsibility not to break yourself in half when you fall off. Maybe we should just push him off and hurt him just to teach him the lesson. You have the worst friends, Mom. They teach me bad things and then they won't let me do them. Ba 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 ba. Maybe I should turn. I could turn my bass all the way down. This way I won't sound so sick. That actually works.
All the way down.
I sound a whole lot better in my headphones. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is so much better.